YOLO, YOLO, YOLO. Hello, everybody. What's going on, people? Thank you, Prepping Mama. I uh, I prayed for someone like you to come along. I did, and I'm glad you did, because outreach is really like something I really like. That's the whole reason for this ministry. That I wouldn't even call it a ministry. This is like my small calling, right? Where I'm not really a teacher. I mean, I have a pretty good understanding of some things, right? It's more or less like outreach for that sheep, that is gonna barely make it. And so anytime that there's a chance to reach out like that, definitely email me about that. Because really, I'd rather like reach out to like people in need, right? And create relationships that way than reach into the trenches all the time. That's the hard part about it, right? Is that there's no perfect Christian to help, right? There's no perfect person to help. Yeah. Clutch, it's not my it's not my bet. That's not my forte is to have shows like that, right? My lane, I guess, that I need to stay in is that like maybe shows where I talk about like a lesson or something encouraging or something, and then maybe bring on somebody to talk about their view of what's going on in the world, right? But when we reach out to other people, right, and we um let people in, right, we gotta expect it. Not everything's gonna go perfect, right? Like, and there's always gonna be that set of people that's going to say, Steve, blah, 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 you shouldn't have done this, right? Well, I mean, I don't know all the variables of all those situations, right? I don't, you know? All I know is that I want everybody that was on panel to make it into the glorified I want them to be glorified in heaven and to have every desire that they want, even if I got to love my mortal enemy, right? And take punches on both cheeks, right? That's I'm willing to do that, you know? And there isn't anything I wouldn't do for to forward, God's mission, right? The fullness of the Gentiles, right? And I mean, even Jesus himself walked up to was it that man that had legion in him? He had so many demons in him that he was all chained up, and Jesus took all the demons out of him and put him into pigs, right? Sometimes you got to walk up to some rough cats, right? And show them some love too, right? And so I think everyone today, right, was I don't think there was any real bad people here, right? I think that yeah, there's a sense of like, you know, it's hard, right? Because you want to show like your friends loyalty and stuff like that, right? Of course, right? And I do, right? But at the same time, I don't know everything. I don't know what everyone's involved with. I just know what I got here, you know? And so I just try to reach out the best I can. So if people don't trust me or know my intentions, right? I mean, if people don't understand my intentions or my heart by now, well, then, maybe this isn't for them to be here, you know? Um, but I have love for everybody yeah, I mean, this is a family to me, right? And at any moment, right, I'm willing to welcome in more people, right? Like I don't there's no part of me that doesn't want someone to not make it, you know? No one makes me that mad that I'm willing to throw away any relationship that I have, I'm not. I'm hurt a little bit, yeah, sure. But my feelings take a back burner to what's really going on, right? I'm hurt. I mean, I wanted my friend to stay up there on the panel and be calm with me and we could all talk it out. But I get it. Like there's there's emotions involved, right? I mean, it, it's not it's not his fault. It's not my fault. It's not Urban's fault. Everybody has emotions, right? And everybody has feelings, and that's cool, right? I'm. I hope that when everybody lays their head down at night, they know that I'm not the bad guy. That I tried to be the least amount of variables in that situation. But what's my motivation? What's my agenda? Is I do have one, and that's that I want everybody to make it to heaven. Everybody. Even if that means not cutting somebody off that's like considered bad by people, right? I don't know. Because I've actually had people, right, where like I'd have people in the chat, one person asking me how one person saying, "Oh, why are you friends with that person?" or whatever. And then that other person said, "Why are you friends with that person?" And they both want me to get rid of somebody. And it's like, well, I mean, if I did that, right? If I got rid of everybody that everybody wanted me to get rid of, right? Nobody would ever learn anything and get along. Part of this is we got to grow, right? And hey, look, I mean, look, we got to be able to let that go, Chris. We got to be able to let that go. There's going to be people out there far worse, right? That we're going to have to show love to, man. This isn't going to be easy for us, man. We're going to be hated by the world, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks if you form little you know adversaries and enemies and stuff and all that, but all that's got to go, man. No, and I know, Chris, I know you're stronger than that, right? It's but here's the thing, right? I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm saying we got to give everybody an equal chance, right? Hey, I mean, look, if people are going to hate me behind all that, I don't understand that. Then I don't know what Bible they're reading. If someone hates me behind all that, then maybe this is not for them, you know? Because I just, look, I get it's extreme, right? Urban never claimed to be a Christian. He's not a Christian, right? So why would we even expect that, right? I'm reaching out to him. Maybe something will like work by reaching out, right? I mean, I'm not gonna, blast anybody either which way. I wasn't gonna blast any one of those guys. Of course, I like Mike, right? Of course, I like him. I mean, I'm just now getting to know him a little bit, because I mean, I've known of him for a while, right? And I'm just now getting to know him, right? I do like him. I do. He's a nice guy. He's a super nice guy, man. Why wouldn't I like him? You know? But like at the same time, I can't have my own behavior, right, be dictated by how someone else feels, right? Like there's a mission at hand. Like I don't know what anybody is thinking, man. This is the end of the world, man. This isn't a freaking game. When I pray and I talk to God, right? Uh there's a mission at hand, right? I mean, look at it in the whole book of Acts, man. Everyone spent time in jail, getting killed, getting beat up, right? For what? To tell people they didn't believe them anyway. What was happening? We got to spread the good news, man. What's good news about? Oh, we. How are you doing, non-Christian? We hate you. What is that? What I mean, what is that? Dude, this world is ending. Who thinks that this world is not ending? Type a 2 if you think that this world's got like 100 years left. We have to be willing to dig into the trenches and help the worst person. I mean, there's been people that hurt me in my life, right? When I was a kid, and then I was able to look back in retrospect as to what these people did to me. And there's times where I've wanted to kill people, man. But now, if I met that person today, I would just tell them about Jesus. Is that easy? No, it's not easy. You know, it's not easy. And I get it if I'm not going to get any support, you know. And I get it if I'm not going to, like, I don't expect anything anymore, you know. Like when I first started this whole thing, right, I expected that, you know, everyone was going to like get along, maybe have their own streams, you know, kind of have like streams going all day long, right? With all of us kind of sub to each other, you know. And anytime we wanted, if we wanted to plug in to a stream like this, we could. And kind of have a web ring where if one of the channels went down, we could still share with each other, right? And that's the only way to really stay together online, right? Because this is a different format than having a, you know, a fellowship group, you know, in out here in reality, right? And all I want is for like if you believe in me, right? If you believe in my heart, right? And if you see God in me, right? Then be here. I need all the love and support I could get. Of course, I love when people ask me how I'm doing. You know, hey, if people are mad at me, whatever. I've shown no. I don't know if I've ever been mean to anybody. I mean, if anything, like people hate me for being tolerant of someone they hate. Well, look, I'm not going to look at a person and say, "Oh, that's the devil." I'm never going to do that. Everybody is redeemable. Everybody. I mean, I think people lose sight of what Jesus actually did, you know? All the sins of the world. That means everybody. And yeah, it's sad because there's people that have I've known since I've started this whole thing, right? Yeah, I want them to be here. Sure. Yeah, I want them to support me instead of texting me with you effed up, you know? What is that? Out of all the variables and all of the things, how did I screw up, you know? Just trying to be open. But I'm not crying about that. I don't even care. You know, what hurts me even more is that like the gift of salvation is offered to everybody and nobody wants it. That's what bothers me. I'm not worried about the saved Christians that don't like me. They'll be all right. I mean, it's hurtful when you put a lot of time into people and you think that like out of all people they'll have your back, you know? And then you find out that it's like people you barely put any time into are there for you, you know? I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, do people make me mad? Yeah. Have people made videos about me and made me mad? Sure. Have people talk crap about me in streams 24/7? Sure. I mean, yeah, but I mean, if they were here, right, I would talk to them about salvation. If somebody was sincere about being here and being better, right, well, then, you know, who am I to stand in the way of that? If anything, I think that that would be huge for the channel. Let's try not to name. Let's try not to name anybody anymore in here. I don't think that helps anything. But yeah, I mean, I think at the very least, you know, like I think I've earned a chance to talk to people about things. I don't think that, you know, out of you know my behavior that I put out, that someone's just going to say, "Screw Steven, I don't ever want to talk to him again," and not let me talk to somebody about. I mean, I deserve at least that, you know. Let's try not to bring up anybody's name in here. And Deb, it's not your fault. Just don't put anybody's name in here because I don't want it to. I don't want it to look like I'm saying anything about anybody because I'm not. And that makes it look like some people are getting pointed out. I mean, I'm more upset about like the people that I thought. Um, I'm more upset about the people that I thought cared about me and believed in me. You know, that's what I'm more upset about. Not that I cry about myself or that I need that, right? But I mean, like it would be nice, you know, for people to give me the benefit of the doubt. You know, like wow, we believe in Steven. We know he'll if it even if it looks wrong right now, there'll be a way to reconcile it, or it'll be right. At least the benefit of the doubt, you know, because we don't know. Maybe we did reach somebody today. Maybe that was enough of a kind hand, right, to get someone to say, "Hey, man, maybe these guys aren't so bad. Maybe we are wrong about Christians, right?" Because there's a lot of Christians out there that make us look horrible. That when they see someone that's evil, they cut them off, you know. And I don't know, man. All I could do is God's will, you know. And God's will for me is to try to find non-believers and try to speak highly of God and to give the right image of who God really is, not this judgmental exclusion type God, but those rules are there for us to be better, you know? Hey, what's going on, Julian? And so, you know, I've been on this journey a long time now. It seems like this is just forever, even though the days are going by fast, right? Just the amount of days in a row and the amount of work on this, it is just, I'm afraid to take a break, guys. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm afraid to, like, if I take one break from one show, that I'll never get started again, you know? I'm afraid I'll never get the motivation to do it because I can't even get like two or three people to agree about one thing, you know? I mean, I feel good that like I can get a group of us together that we all agree the Bible's true. We all agree that Jesus is the Lord and that he died for our sins, right? We can get that down, right? Everything else up in the air, right? We all believe the book is true. Everybody has a different take on the book, you know? And I have a pretty good idea of what I think is right, but I'm not going to lean on that, you know? I just thought that the like the people that you pick up along the way that if they see how you act day in and day out, right, consistently, right, that they'll believe in you at some point, you know? And, the only time I get involved with drama is when I'm trying to help. It's crazy, man. This world is nuts, man. This is like if I can give you guys a story of like a microcosm of how this world really is, right? Someone told me this story, right? They said they were walking out. I don't know. Maybe they even got it from a movie. Who knows, right? But it sounded like a cool story, right? Because it was a cool story in the sense that it explained how the world is, Like it just was like a perfect way to explain how the world really is. And so this guy was outside a liquor store and he bought like a bottle of I don't know, whatever, booze or whatever. And there was this guy beating up this his girlfriend or something like that, right? And it was like horrific, right? I mean, she was like screaming for help, right? So this guy, right? He's like a heroic type guy, right? Goes over there and bashes this guy on the head with this bottle, right? Because he does. I mean, obviously he wants to save her, right? And then she ends up jumping on his back, right? Beating him up for hitting her man, right? And I'm like, if that's not how the world exactly is, man, it's it's you go there to try to help and you end up being the bad guy, And if you leave it alone, you're a jerk for that too. There's no way to not be involved. You know what I mean? Everybody gets screwed. And the only hope we have, right, is that right, God made a way for us, right, to get out of here and go somewhere incorruptible where there won't be that anymore. We won't have to get involved in that way. All right, no good deed goes unpunished, right? I mean, more than anything, I wanted Mike to be up there with me and have a good conversation with Urban, you know. Even if we didn't solve anything, at least talk about Christianity and how a lot of people have a bad idea about it, a bad image of it. I mean, it's a way out. No, it's more than that. It's the way out. It's the truth. You're either for it or against it, right? It has nothing to do with, yeah, of course I want to be the best Christian I could be to have the best image out there, right? So that I can attract more Christians in, right? Of course. Because I think maybe that's what will make God happy, right? Not for my own self or for anything. I could give a crap less. I can't wait to shed this meat suit and get out of here. But I mean, if I had to live forever, I'm cool with that too. What's up, LOP? And so, like, but that's not what it's about, right? Just because I want to do that, right? Just because I want to be the best Christian I could be, doesn't mean everyone's going to be the best Christian they could be, right? And just because you guys want to do the best you can, doesn't mean other people are going to want to do the best they can either. And we should be grateful enough just to get them in, you know? Because they're stuck out there, man, deceived. If anything, they're hurting worse than us. And we need to stop looking at people like they're bad and start looking at people like they're sick. Because that's where the world is, man. The world is pretty sick. And I think this, right? I think that for anybody that's known me for any length of time, if they can't give me an opportunity to talk to them about fixing things, right? Then, that's on them. Because I want nothing more than to have everything be back the way it was or better. You know, my heart always goes out to the one that was hurt the most, you know? Who knows, man? But I'm hopeful. Shoot, I know where I'm going. I'm not worried about it, you know? And if you know the book, right, then you know where you're going too. And it couldn't be more simple. You don't want to go to heaven, then don't. But it's not hard. The world fell, God fixed it. If people can't see that, right? And then once you accept salvation, if you can't act right to help others, right? Well, then I don't know how it could be any easier or better, right? We could have been created by any kind of thing, right? Or not created at all, but created by a God that completely reconciled this place. This place was supposed to be paradise, you know, but we couldn't handle it. And so now God's going to make it better for us. And if those people don't want to come, then that's fine. But we got to keep focused on what the job is, right? We need to grow as people and get better and get more people and not expect them to be better. Does that make sense? Anytime that we want revenge against somebody, or that we feel any kind of hate towards somebody, or that we feel like we want to do something to somebody, right? We need to check ourselves. And anytime that uh we want to start changing the world, we got to start with ourselves. And I'm nobody. What do I know? But I know that served me so far to a point where I'm gonna be perfectly happy tonight. I'm gonna kick back. Maybe I don't know. Maybe calls. I have one more call maybe to make to. But after that, I'm gonna get some sleep, and then from midnight to 7, I only have 3 people competing for my time, so I'll have some rest there. But that's right, Debbie. And I'll tell you what, Deb has grown a lot, right? Like Deb didn't come here and is the same since she's been here. She's gotten better every day, you know? And that's encouraging, to be honest, right? That makes me feel good to know that you trusted me, and it's paid off, you know? I'm glad it worked out. But shoot, in this world, right, of unfairness and weirdness, right? Who knows, right? But anyway, if you guys see Mike out there, if you guys can leave a message for him, I don't know if he's answering my calls, but just tell him I love him, man. I'd like him to give me a call and like to work it out. Whatever I did, like I'm sure that I can explain it to him because he's a good dude, man. He is. We all make mistakes and have things in our life that are uncomfortable, and it sucks when people are holding stuff over your head or whatever. I get that, right? And I really shouldn't have probably been in the middle of it, right? I should have. I don't know. It kind of got thrown on me a little bit, but I'm not a victim in this. So anyway, I love you guys. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace, right? That's what it is, guys. I hope he comes and gets us soon, or the tribulation starts soon, or I get my head cut off, or whatever. Bring it. And all glory to God. Can't wait to be glorified and see you guys all in the air. I think that'll be wonderful. And yeah, I love you guys. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Clutch. All right, guys. If I didn't call your name out, then I love you more probably. All right, so pray for the children, of course, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7.